Overall, guys, the plot twists are plot twisting. Okay, the seasoning is seasoning. The producers are producing. Okay. Why is she back? Hello, guys. I don't even know how I'm going to get through this review. Not only are my notes all over the place, why is she back? Why is she back? Anyway, hi guys. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review, final review of the week. As much as the episode gave, it actually irritated me. And there's a lot for us to unpick and unpack. A lot of singlets to tear and a lot of people who need to start packing because they need to go home soon. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe. You know, let me start again because I'm just a bit tense right now, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review, the final review of the week. A lot for us to unpick, a lot of singlets to tear, a lot of questions because I actually don't understand why Molly is back. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. We are on the road to 30k. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, like I usually and always say, please get cozy and comfy with a lovely drink. And let's get into today's review. So let's start off with the whole Scott and... Guys, I won't lie, the way my notes are all over the place, I hope I can get through everything because I don't know. But let's start off with the whole Scott and Catherine saga, okay? Because we already saw the glimpse. The first glimpse came out a couple hours ago. Everyone was already on 100. I woke up, okay, on 100 because I couldn't get rid of the disrespect that was playing in my dreams last night, all right? So of course you know that Scott and Catherine had a conversation around the fire pit and he told Catherine that he's going to gather everyone around because everyone had a lot to say this morning or in the afternoon. So instead of me doing bit by bit, one by one, I'm going to speak to everyone. I'm going to gather everyone around the fire pit. Oh, we're going to repeat words today. Initially, Catherine definitely wasn't for it. She was just like, oh no, I just feel like you should just pull up the guys. You know, the girls have nothing to do with it. Little does she know that her only two friends in the villa are actually Whitney and Ella, because your so-called Jess bestie, she had a lot to say as well. So of course Scott now ended up calling everyone around the fire pit to address it, and he literally just said, listen, I was hearing XYZ and I want everyone to start speaking because I don't seem to understand why these conversations are taking place in the villa. Now, let's start off with the fact that everyone was silent. I could hear a pin drop. And I don't understand why everyone was silent because everyone had a lot to say about his relationship with Catherine earlier. So let's honestly just start speaking. Of course, our guy Tyrique, aka spokesperson of the villa, was just like, all right, cool, I'm just going to say it, yeah? Obviously, I'm saying it because everyone else has been feeling it. And I just want to start off there. Number one, are you trying to tell me all of this outrage, all of this shouting, all of the immaturity has come from feelings and not facts? What did I say? I said we need to see receipts because I'm not saying that Catherine and Scott may not necessarily stay together or maybe disloyal or whatever, but right now they're in a good place. So whilst they're in a good place and we're seeing them in a good place, I want to see them in a good place. Unless you have receipts to prove otherwise, no one should be talking. Especially not you, Tyrique. Like, and this is why I'm going to tear everyone's singlet one by one, okay? First and foremost, Tyrique, you only had receipts of feelings, not of facts. Let's start there. Number two, Sammy now decided to open up his mouth and start talking and was just like, wait, listen, let me tell you why. Because obviously you weren't just talking to Catherine. First you wanted to get to know Leah, then you wanted to get to know Kady, then you jumped onto the whole Catherine back. Is that not what everyone else has done? Sammy, you are only with Jess because Mal left. Should we go into the receipts of the people that you've spoken to prior to all of this? Tyrique, I know that's not you talking. You made that girl twirl in front of you. You are the reason Ella almost went home because you wanted to have a little chat on the terrace with Kate. Guys, we can pull up the receipts if everyone wants to have receipts or feelings. Okay, we can really pull that up. One thing I didn't like at all was, of course, Montel tried to jump in as well. Guys, I actually don't know why Montel was talking. I've been telling you guys, this guy's not a main character in the villa. I don't know why he had so much mouth. I'm sorry, no. Everyone needs to get torn. And the only reason why everyone's singlet needs to also get torn is because this is a conversation that you guys know. I've said it before, and I'm going to probably say it as well towards the end of the video. But number one, no one is even saying that this is all about Scott. Whether you think Scott is fake or whatever, all right, cool. Number two, Catherine actually started shouting. You can literally hear it in her voice that she was upset. She was shouting. She was angry. She was irritated. Sammy told her to silence. Tyrique, his name Tyrique. Yeah, it is. Sorry, why's my head in the clouds? You see why I'm hot? I'm actually hot. Tyrique told her to shut up. And then she's trying to, you need to understand this. Not only are you trying to insinuate that Scott doesn't like her for whatever reason, call a spade, but number two, you can make Catherine now start to feel like she's undesirable because every single person that seems to couple up with her, you seem to think is not good enough. For what reason? Can she not have happiness? On top of that, why are you guys not focusing on your own grass? Why are you looking at someone else's? Someone else's who doesn't concern you. Scott and Catherine are very unproblematic. If they want to be unproblematic and be in their corner and be in their own little world, they can do that. Not everyone wants toxic love. Sammy, I know that's not you talking. The girl that you are in a couple with, you do not currently like. Guys, everyone needs to be oh so guided. I'm so sorry. I was heated. In the first 10 minutes before that break, I was heated because I need to know what everyone is actually playing at. So of course now, Whitney now jumps in and she's just like, you guys should have, this is not the type of conversation you should have been having. Like if you guys were really her friend, you would have pulled her to the side, you would have defended her. And of course, Ella even defended Catherine as well. She was trying to, I guess, just be a mediator because her friend's man is arguing with her man. She's getting a bit confused. She was like, let's go talk. Ty, let's talk. Or whatever. And yeah, in all honesty, I agree with what Whitney said. If you guys loved Catherine so much and you care so much about her, then you should have pulled her up about this situation in private. And once again, Catherine shouting for me just didn't give because Catherine is such, she's so unproblematic. She is an empath, okay? She literally cries for everyone else, talkers of her own. She was clearly definitely really emotional there. And all of you are making it seem like you're all gaslighting her. And I hate gaslighters. They're literally the worst type of people. But you're all gaslighting her and making her seem like her viewpoints isn't important. The fact that she wasn't even able to speak within that ordeal, let everyone be very guided right now because I'll continue ripping the singlet till this review is over. Okay? Thank you very much. As always, let me know down below your thoughts, but I just don't seem to understand why everyone cannot fathom that Scott may like Catherine. Feelings or not, if you're going to come with facts, make sure that they are actually physical and factual. Feelings mean nothing to me, okay? Let's wrap it up and let's close it up very quickly. So, let's move on to Whitney, Catherine and Scott now walking away. And this is why I need to tear the next level of singlets, which is Kady's singlet and Leah's singlet as well. So they're walking away and then Whitney's just like, oh yeah, by the way, what did Whitney say again? What did she say? The way I couldn't even take notes properly. I think she said something along the lines of, well, if you have anything to say, then pretty much like next time, like say it to my face. And Kady was like, Whitney, what do you mean? Whitney, what do you mean? I'm not in the loop. No one's kept me in the loop in this villa. Let's not start. Number one, Kady, stop shouting and stop with those current tears. We're very irritated right now. It's enough. We've seen you cry. It's okay. Second of all, stop speaking about, oh, I'm not in the loop. No one's in the loop, babe, because Catherine and Zach are not, I mean, not Catherine, Whitney and Zach are not a thing. Stop. Guys, I know I'm not going crazy here. This whole, I'm not in the loop, I'm the last to know. There's nothing for you to know. This girl literally sat down in front of you and the girls to let you know that she liked her date with Zach. You are as up to date as Whitney is probably as up to date with the entire situation. Stop with this whole, oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm tired. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it and I also don't want to hear it. Stop. It's enough, okay? It's actually, someone needs to rip her singlet and turn off that mic. She needs to honestly stop talking. So of course now, Kady and Whitney now have a brief conversation and she was like, oh, Zach never told me that Zach never told me that he fancied you, X, Y, Z. And I think Whitney was just kind of over it, if I'm going to be honest with you. Just pretty much like, all right, well, babe, like it was just a date, blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, yeah, I just didn't want Zach to like downplay it because, you know, I sat down and you told, guy, it's early days. And on top of that, this is for a guy that you told us numerous times you don't like. You told us that the guy is dry. So why are you so triggered and so pressed at the fact that there could be a potential something with him and Whitney, which there isn't even going to be in the first place. Let's nip that in the bud. But even if there was, why are you so pressed, babe? You don't like him. I need everyone to be so guided right now. Now let's move on to Zach and Scott talking. And it seems like Zach is clearly the only guy in the villa that really has Scott's back, but they're just having a conversation. Zach was, I guess, just trying to calm him down, let him know, bro, it's calm, like do what you need to do at the end of the day. Don't listen to what anyone else is saying. You know what you have with Catherine. And I was very happy that he at least had that conversation with someone, because now I understand why Scott decides to distance himself away from the rest of the guys in the villa, because all of you are sissies. That's just the honest truth. You're all like I said, guys, someone asked me in one of my videos when I said, is it Mitch or Mitchell? It's just the Real Housewives of Atlanta reference. Is it Peter or Patricia? AKA, the guys are not acting like guys. They are chatty patties, very messy. You guys are messier than the girls. Does that make any sense? Let everyone be very guided right now. Let's move on to Sammy now coming to join them to hash it out. And they were talking about it. And Scott was pretty much just like, he doesn't understand why anyone would say this. When I came into the villa and I spoke to who I wanted to speak to, I spoke to Catherine, I liked her, and I've held on to that. I may distance myself away from you, but it's not because I'm trying to play a game, etc, etc. Now they all try to like hash it out or whatever, try to give each other spuds. I really didn't care. Sammy was talking way too much today. I'm so sorry. Tyrique, of course, was lying on the bed and then gave him a spud. Montel as well. And then the camera, you guys know I pick up on these things. The camera zoomed into Montel, and Montel gave a side eye to Sammy. Montel, be very guided right now because you should start packing those bags. You're going home soon. We'll send you home. We'll actually send you home. And don't worry, I'm still going to get onto him as well because I don't know who he thinks he is. Now, let's move on to the girls talking again. And Kady once again speaking about, oh, I just want everyone to be honest. This is what's going on. I feel like Zach was underplaying it. I don't think Zach was underplaying anything. I genuinely didn't see anything blossoming between Zach and Whitney. I think they were just having fun and flirty banter. And that was it, okay? She was trying to do the most. On top of that, that situation was for Catherine. I'm not trying to be funny, but the situation was for Catherine and Scott. And within a matter of 0.5 seconds, you diverted it to you and started saying you're out of the loop. Be very serious right now, babe, okay? She's getting on my nerves. She's getting on my last nerves. Now let's move on to Zach, Mitch and Montel talking. Zach said that he's going to, he wants to get to a certain pace with Kady. I'll be very honest with you, from today's episode, I kind of got the impression that Zach is getting the ick from Kady, and I'm not surprised because even at night time, sis was talking. We'll get into that shortly anyway. But I just feel like Kady was just doing the most. But Zach seems to, I guess, like her. But he was just like, if she goes low, I'll go low. If she does this, I'll do it. I don't know. I don't think Zach is as interested in Kady as we used to think that he is. He was, well, English is out the window and I don't even care right now. But I don't understand the point of that conversation, if I'll be honest with you. And that's just the truth. Now we'll move on again to Catherine and Scott talking, and of course she was saying that she understands why he done what he done, and I'm just very happy that they had a calm conversation to kind of like hash things out between them. Of course they did back each other, which was really nice as well. And guys, I just don't want to help him. I like Catherine and Scott. Like I said, until he gives me a reason for me not to trust him, then I can be like, guys, I don't care for Catherine and Scott. But right now they're in my good book, so people should. Someone commented like, oh Sarah, when Catherine and Scott break up, you're gonna eat your words. I'm not going to eat my words because he hasn't given me a reason to as of yet. When he does, then I will eat my words. But right now, I'm saying what I'm saying. I like Catherine and Scott. Don't try and change my... You're not... Keep your own mindset. It's fine. You can't change my mindset. I like them together currently. And if anything changes, it changes. But right now, I like them. So that's what we're going with. Okay, now of course let's move on to the night time. Not much to discuss here other than the fact that Jess was like, hold on guys, did I even tear Jess's singlet? I think I forgot to tear Jess's singlet. Let me go back. Guys, why was Jess not speaking when Scott asked if anyone had anything to say? Why was she not speaking? Because she had a lot to say with those fillers yesterday. Oh, Sarah, she knows that. Anyway, that's that. So let's move on to what else? Kady, she was like to the girls, I'm gonna back off a bit. But then when it was nighttime, she was in bed and she was just like, I feel like, bearing in mind it's nighttime. I hate when people try to talk to me when I want to sleep as well. I like my sleep. I'm not even joking. Don't disturb my sleep. She was just like, oh, like I feel like I had to really get it out of you that it's nighttime. And I don't think Zach responded, and she was just like, oh, you're just not going to respond. Yeah, I'm not going to respond because it's like 1 o'clock. Why are you talking to me about this? If we need to speak, let's discuss it in the morning. Now let's move on to the morning time. We'll briefly speak about the boys' chats and then move on to the girls. Starting off with the boys, Montel, Sammy and Mitch were talking, and he said that, of course, yesterday was very chaotic, but he feels that the conversation made all of them closer, and that, what do you say? Yeah, and that all of this just started, this was Sammy talking by the way, and that this is all just feelings, it's just how we all feel, it's not factual. So you knew it was just feelings. That's what I mean, like all of you guys are just, you're just follow. No one has a mind of their own in this villa. Sammy and Montel are follow for Tyrique. I just don't seem to understand what all of them are doing. So you knew all of this was just based off of feelings, but you still decided to run with it and cause mayhem the night before. Okay. Of course, Zach, Scott and Ty were talking, and they were talking about how they were pretty much rating him at the fact that, oh yeah, like you and Catherine, like you proper backed each other. Tyrique now came to say, oh yeah, you guys are proper cute. Is everyone okay? Who's cute? Because you literally just accused him of being fake yesterday. So who's been cute in the space of, how long was your sleep? 8 hours. Let everyone be very guided and let everyone make a lot of sense right now, because no one is making sense. Now, of course, let's move on to the girls talking. Of course, they were speaking to Catherine about how much she supported her man. And yeah, those were the morning chats. So let's move on to Zach and Kady having a conversation. She just kept saying, you know, she really wants honesty. And Zach was like, I'm going to give it to you. Like, I like you. I really like you. I don't want us to take a step back. I want us to keep on going. I actually don't care for Zach and Kady. Now that I'm actually talking about it, I don't care for them. I really don't. I feel like Kady was acting really weird yesterday. It's almost like she can't fathom that Zach can get to know somebody else and that somebody else be Whitney. Put two and two together if you want. I don't have to spell it out for you. But on top of that as well, she was moving a bit weird. You've literally been in the villa for what, 5 days? When did Kady arrive? She definitely arrived recently, right? So she's doing too much. I'm so sorry. This whole honesty thing, there has been nothing to keep you in the loop with because not much progress has been made. I mean, babe, you need to be so for real. So of course, we'll move on to Montel and Leah having a conversation about the past 2 days. It was like, over the past 2 days, my feelings have grown. Let's talk about the fact that no one wants to tear Montel's singlet, okay? But the second he got into the villa, he's been calling Leah his princess. But that's not fake. That's not playing a game. But it's Scott to Catherine. Okay. I'm not even dwelling on Montel and Leah because they actually can go home. Now let's move on to Zach, Mitch, Ella and Ty having a conversation. Of course, not Zach, sorry, Scott. Scott, Mitch, wait, what? Sorry, Scott, Catherine, Jess and Sammy. Guys, I told you my notes all over the place. He was saying that he feels like the situation has made them much closer and he doesn't care what anyone thinks about them as long as Catherine knows what it is. Of course, Sammy was like, yeah, it's definitely made you closer. And then Jess was repeating what Sammy was saying. They're both fake. I really just, I don't care for their input anymore. Even as Zach was, I mean, what's his name? Scott was talking and Catherine was like, yeah, I'm just like really happy and stuff. The way Jess was just looking at her through her sunglasses, I can't trust that girl and I don't like her. I'm sorry. They're fake. I know it's not like, just like, oh, it's brought you closer. Hush your lips. Because I know it's not you talking, babe. I actually know. So, of course, they ended up getting a text that there was going to be a cheeky VIP performer. And, guys, who was the performer? It was Neo. And let me just be honest, guys. Neo, he's not necessarily my favourite artist because I don't listen to him like that, but Neo has the bangers. And if I was in the villa and I found out that Neo was coming to perform, I'm joining him on stage. Okay? I am joining Miss Independent. What? Said I'm so sick of love song. So, huh? Guys, you're not ready. Do you know Neo? You need to know Neo. What? Gotta change my answering machine now that I'm alone, cause right now a tune. Anywho, Neo came to perform a little, the hat was to the side, just, and all that stuff. They ended up taking a selfie with him and then he decided he wanted to take the girls for a selfie outside. And guys, as they were walking, in my head I said, guys, I think he's gonna take them to Casa. Then I was just like, no, they're not going to do that. Guys, what did Neo do? Neo took them to a car that took them to Casa. Guys, I said the producers are producing. The season is seasoning. I've been telling you, oh, they need a raise. Guys, the producers are producing. So, of course, whilst the girls were in Casa Amor, the guys heard them screaming. And, of course, just like, guys, look, what's going on? Because at first the guys were like, guys, where are they? They're not Brown 5. They're like, what's going on? So, of course, they heard them screaming. And they now looked over because the Casa lights were on from their villa and then they could literally see them and they were just looking a bit stressed. And I think that's just because it just came so, like, guys, that was a good twist. Oh, the producers are giving, man. That was a really, really, really good twist. So, of course, I won't lie, guys, it's given baddie was on the walls and I need to rate Whitney because Whitney has really left her mark in this villa. I need to rate our good sis. Sis is doing the Lord's work. Okay? So, of course, the girls were in Casa and they were saying, you know, what happens in Casa stays in Casa. And now, of course, started speaking about their guys and if they're going to trust them, X, Y, Z. Ella did say she doesn't know how she feels about Ty, but the girls were also letting her know that, you know what, I kind of feel like, Ella, you're the person who definitely is in the most closed off. This is therefore a test for you. Catherine was very loud. I went like, that mic was on. She was like, guys, forgiveness. What is it again? Is it forgiveness? It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Catherine, what? The way we've been fighting for you, don't fool our hands. Okay? Don't fool it, okay? But at the same time, we don't know what Scott is capable of in Casa as well. So, of course, going back to the villa, Tyrique and Zach were talking and just pretty much trying to reason what Ella's thinking about, what he's thinking about, you know, how exactly is this going to play out. And then Montel, Scott and Mitch also having a conversation and Scott was saying that, you know, he's a bit worried because he doesn't want the situation that has happened over the past couple of days to affect Catherine's judgment on whether they will make it or if he really likes her, X, Y, Z. And I definitely heard that, which is why I got very irritated at everyone else before, because you need to understand that even if these things aren't directly affecting them in your face, Catherine can now start to think, maybe people think that we aren't compatible. Maybe I need to look at this. Maybe I need to look at that. So There's a lot to discuss there. Of course, the girls ended up getting a text that it was time to meet 6 new boys. I'm going to go through them one by one, but guys, this is one thing I actually hate about Casa, is the fact there's now so many names to learn, and I'm going to try my best to learn them, because now we're literally going to have like 20 people that we need to keep track. I barely got the 10. Okay, I barely got the 10 names right. Now we're going to add another 10 to the mix. So we'll start off with Ben. It was the trim for me. It was really the trim for me. Ben, he didn't even try. He didn't try. We had Ilom, he is 22 and from North London. I was very surprised. It was given 30, all right? It was given 28 to 30. It was given 3rd floor, but he's 22. We had Jodie, we had Lotion, who is 25 from London. Uzi, for me, is going to be Ella's biggest competition. Not Ella's biggest competition, sorry, Ty's biggest competition, because he is also light-skinned. He is also a footballer. He is older. I think Ty's 24, he's 28. And he even is a model as well. And he also said that he's got his eyes on Ella. And he said he's 6'4", and we love a tall guy. And then we had Zachary, who is 27, and he works in sales. I won't lie, overall, I don't know if I feel like the guys are given. The girls are given. The girls that they have for the boys in the villa are given Casa Amor, a bombshell. There's going to be some interesting things, okay? But the guys, for me, it's early days, you know. Maybe I should wait. Let me not judge them right now. It's early days right now, so let's see what they're capable of. Of course, we ended up getting a glimpse of the girls for the guys who will be entering on Sunday. And lo and behold, guess who's back? They brought Molly back. Why did they bring her back? I don't understand why they brought Molly back. I'll be very honest with you. And now what's going to happen is Molly is now going to want to get to know Zach again. And then they're going to come. Like, I don't know why they brought her back. What was the reasoning? Do they want them to get back together to have a chance of winning? But why did she come back? And why did they put her on After Sun? And there's a lot of questions right now. I just don't know why she's back. And I wish she wasn't back, because Molly irritated me while she was on the show. But that's my personal opinion. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Overall, guys, the plot twists are plot twisting. Okay, the seasoning is seasoning. The producers are producing. Okay, so I'd love to know what you guys actually think of tonight's episode down below. Do you share my anger? Do you feel my pain? Do you feel my sympathy? Talk to me. Let me know down below. But yeah, guys, today is Friday, so as you guys know, there will be no Love Island review tomorrow. Your girl is taking a break, and we'll be back on, why am I stuttering? We'll be back on Sunday. So yeah, Sunday it is. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you guys so much for your love and your support this week. It has been absolutely amazing. But please do take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you then. Bye.